The director is Julie DeCorno, and
Mhm.
I'm guessing I'm pronouncing that right. She's French, but she did the movie Raw.
Yeah.
And so this, and actually the main girl from Raw is in this as well too, as like one of the side characters. But this is a incredibly bizarre movie about a woman who is a stripper at car shows, and then and then she's well, not like all the way stripping, but a lot of like dancing and skimpy clothes. And there's all these rich people coming into the car show, and then she has an affection for cars. So you see like scenes when she's a little kid, she gets in an accident, and then when she gets out of the hospital, she starts like just kind of like caressing a car. And then when she gets older, she caresses cars. And so then she's an exotic dancer at the car place, and then she's a serial killer, and a lot of times you don't understand why she's killing the people that she does. One of them is sort of like an obsessed fan, but the lengths that she goes to when she's upset is far more than any normal person would go to, even when they're pushed quite a bit. And then she starts taking all these people that are nice to her. So it's very strange. Somewhere in the middle of this, she has sex with a car and gets impregnated, and she starts to have like, so her tummy starts to grow, and she's killed all these people. She's got to get out of town. So she finds this poster of like a missing kid, and she tries to pawn herself off as this missing kid by cutting her hair and strapping her boobs up and sucking her gut in. And her gut is starting to grow, but it's like this metallic kind of baby growing inside of her. So she's scratching her skin, and this like metal, like this chrome starts to come through. She starts leaking motor oil out of her boobs and stuff. So there is some really bizarre shit going on in this movie. But the second half of the movie, she, when she passes herself off as a this missing son, she meets the dad, and then the dad sort of takes her into the house, and she doesn't talk to him at all. And there's just this very bizarre relationship going on with her. The dad's in denial and kind of knowing that she's not really the son, but just wanting to accept it and believe it. And a lot of the movie focuses on that. Whereas if they would have really hit the nail on the head with all this weird stuff, they'd or made it more body horror oriented, I would have dug it a lot more. But there are some very bizarre concepts in this that make it worth
Yeah.
checking out just for that.
Yeah. Well,
Not as like focused as Raw, but it's still worth watching.
yeah. Now, what's interesting about
Mm-hmm.
Titan is that it actually had a big festival run. Like, so
Oh yeah.
it actually went to Cannes,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually won a Palme d'Or, I
Yeah.
believe. There, it was actually also selected as the French entry to the for the Academy Awards this year,
Mm-hmm.
but was not shortlisted. So it was actually Julia Ducorno or whatever her name is, the writer director was actually received a bunch of awards for this.
Yeah.
Now, it was actually interestingly a bit polarizing apparently at
Yeah.
the festival run
Yeah.
because they talk about there's movies, that are polarizing enough to where people
Mm-hmm.
walk out of them even though they're
Yeah.
critically acclaimed. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's for like The Exorcist
Mm-hmm.
notoriously had people walking out because it
Oh
was
yeah.
much
Mm-hmm.
fun. But apparently in this one, a lot of people walked out during its festival run because it was just a little too over the top with some of these really kind of like when she has sex with a car.
Yeah.
And apparently a lot of people were like, this is fucking bonkers, and walked out.
Yeah.
So it was apparently a very polarizing film on the circuit. And yeah, and it's available now. There's a
Mm-hmm.
couple places you can watch it. That's yeah, I actually I wanted to check this one out too. So I might have to check it out now.
Yeah, I mean, just for the weirdness. Well, I think that the reason why I did so well is because she is, and I can see how it's very polarizing too, because a lot of the main characters, a lot of the things that she does doesn't make any sense, and she hurts all these kind of innocent people as well too, so it makes it a little disturbing to watch. But the whole bizarre nature of the movie is just great, whether it's kind of more of a backdrop or anything else is kind of aside from the point. Just because the ideas are so bizarre, I welcome them because it's such a breath of fresh air. But she's a fantastic director. Like, she has this cinema verite kind of style that's just awesome.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's if you watch the trailer,
Mhm.
you can see that.
And intense too. And then like the violent scenes when she sets them up work really well, because they kind of like, you kind of cringe at them because she does it with those longer shots that were effective in Raw as well too. She kind of holds on them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll be checking that one out. So anyhow, now looking to next week, I've